As you are viewing, she evolved from East Texas to lingerie mogul to a candidate for governor of the great state of Texas, Ms. Linda Gray. He went from ranch hand to millionaire Ewing heir. Mr. Steve Kanaly is with us.
That's Steve. Ray Crib.
I think I've got that many times. It rhymes with shillelagh. It's Canadian. Shillelagh, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Shillelagh. As Lucy Ewing, she hopped from Ray to Mitch to Mickey to Casey, among many others. Ms. Charlene Tilton. And when Dallas was rebooted in 2012, John Ross Ewing was conceived as a bastard, just as dirty as his daddy JR. And the man to do it was Josh Henderson. I personally believe that Christopher Ewing is still alive. I don't believe that final scene from the TNT reboot. But long before adult Christopher Ewing blew up in a car explosion, the young character was played by this little tight Joshua Harris, his return to South Korea. A little tight. Oh my goodness, this is so fun. So fun. So, I want to first ask, just coming back here, many of you have come back repeated times over the years. What's the feeling now in 2024 when you arrive on this land that has become a mecca for so many all over the world?
Gratitude.
All of you, just tell me your thoughts that go through your head.
I'll tell you one thing I've been doing all morning is say, I ask everybody where they're from. And so far I'm up to 17 countries. And really a lot of people from Pennsylvania and Ohio. And many people I talked to drove more than 1,000 miles to be here. So that's one of the most impressive parts. It's very nice to see you all again in this setting. It feels like you're part of the family. Yeah, there you are. Ready to go.
Happy birthday. Charlene, what about you? When you arrived to the arch itself for Assembly, what do you feel now in 2024?
I think Patrick summed it up beautifully. It is gratitude, and I'm loving hearing everybody's story about how they were drawn into the show, they started watching with their parents, or how they became fans, and they're rewatching it again, or they're just discovering it for the first time. I just love it. We truly are, as Patrick said, so thankful for each and every one of you being here. It means a lot to us. It really does. We love you all.
There you go. Over there, we should have done a better picture of their camera. We know who they are.
Hello,
Which one?
Henderson. This is, I was born in Dallas, and when some of you may have heard this story because I've told it a lot, but my meatball, this was her favorite show. She loved to hate Jerry. She brought my mother on board at a young age. My mom brought me on board at a very, very young age. And when I heard the show was coming back, I've been an actor in LA for about 10 years, and I heard Dallas was coming back, and I said, oh my gosh, I have to, hopefully, if I can be blessed enough to be part of it, I have to try to get on the show. And sure enough, I somehow was lucky enough to land the role of John Ross, son of J.R. Ewing. It was just, it's incredible. It really, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything in television this week that touches the spirit that Dallas does, and Dallas has, and we're just so blessed to be able to meet you guys today and spend some time with y'all and be back here where it all started. So thank y'all for being here.
And the other Josh,
What's the question?
just what your feeling is when you see the early kids and you drive through and see the house where you grew up, really.
Is this thing on?
It is.
I've said this to see, they turned my mic off already. That's a bad sign.
You're the Joan Van Artsy. She was having the same problem, so you got to be a good one.
Yeah, so I've said this story maybe a couple times, but I haven't been back here in over 30 years. So I'm just really anxious to kind of have a walkabout and just see if those memories flood back. I know the smells are the same, I was joking about. But the house and, everything that you guys see, that was part of my childhood, really. So I've also said that, half of my life, by the time the show had ended, half of my life was on the show. So I wasn't in as many episodes as these guys, but I did my fair share. It's always going to be rooted in South Fork and my childhood. So yeah, just really excited to be here and be a part of this, to be honest.
And at our age, you gotta stop referring to them as the pearly gates. Just saying.
I may have a
You hear that? No.
He
He said, at our age, you gotta stop referring to them as the pearly gates.
Yes. So listen, I have seen every episode of Dallas. And when I was going through clips to select for all of you, one stood out, you're not on this, but one stood out just that felt so quintessential Dallas. And I wanted to start by showing that first clip.
No, dear.
I want to talk to you. Then I have a meeting to get to, and then I go, now. Yeah? Tell Bobby what you just told me.
You and Cameron was such a rush to get out of here last night. You didn't tell me all the details of that little deal you pulled off. A couple of phone calls I found out. I done told you all you had to do was ask. Well, I'm asking. If you start off doing yes, justify that, did finally. Well, that's it. I'm gonna make a big deal. $100 million a year in property. Why in the hell did you check with me first?
It wasn't time, Daddy. I had to move fast.
Fast. Fast, you didn't have time to talk to me?
I think I have landed us a refinery. You know, we lost a partnership in the mainland refinery last year. I didn't plan to use this.
Borrowing money from one hand to pay the other. It's a good business, Bobby.
It is good business. I can double I can triple the output of that refinery.
Since when did you start thinking that you're the only yielding in oil?
Since when don't you approve of good business?
Any time that I don't know beforehand, that's when.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to my meeting.
One of us gonna have to do something about money. I just can't believe Bob's not talking to me about this before we have him. Now, one minute he's leaving South Fork. Next he's handing him affairs on his own.
See, I can't believe that Bobby's carrying on his forwards. J.R., his own brother, almost died. And now Bobby's trying to cut him out of business.
So, you know very well that's not what Bobby is doing.
No, then why did he buy that refinery without even consulting you?
He's running the business the way his daddy asked him to.
Miss Emily, you are siding with Bob against J.R., and I don't think it's
They're both my sons, Sue Ellen. Don't forget that. I don't. I won't have Bobby leave Southport again, for any reason.
So, Patrick, Linda, Steve, Charlene, even though you couldn't see that, you hear those voices. And I want to ask, when you hear Barbara Mulvaney's voice, and Jim Davis's voice, and Larry's voice, what comes to mind?
They were, in my opinion, three of the greatest actors on television at that time, and not necessarily recognized as such. You have Barbara Boguet, one of the incredible film star, New York stage star. Jim Davis has been in everything that I've ever seen on television.
Need help?
And Haggy, there's Major Nelson and Cowboy. But the amount of talent that they could put into a simple scene was amazing. And to hear them all now and know that we were blessed by being in their presence is another reason why coming back here is important to me, because it also honors them.
Just like Patrick said, they were iconic. They're so memorable. They just are in our hearts. I remember the very first day I met everybody. We all walked into this new room. And I met Larry, and I looked around and I thought, there's Major Nelson. I looked at Patrick and I thought, there's men from the Kansas. I looked around the room and I knew the workers and your things. And I thought, this is interesting. What can you put this together? All those people didn't say anything serious. They know me. And then I looked at Barbara and I said, wait a minute. Something's changing here. This is the last value